So at the end of October, I brought you a video which had a survey sent by Blizzard Entertainment to random people who had left the game, although the survey was very specifically about Battle for Azeroth. Well, EA have sent a survey out to Battlefield 5 players saying, what do you think of the game? Which is very interesting, because this could have some implications. So let's take the survey. Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Happy Monday morning. Ooh, actually, it's rather nice outside, but I'm off to the gym in a minute, so... So anyway, end of October, about, I don't know, a month or two after Battle for Azeroth had been released, Blizzard sends out a survey to people who have bought Battle for Azeroth, played Battle for Azeroth, quit Battle for Azeroth, but it was just random. According to Blizzard, just random. Just random. And in there were some very interesting questions about Battle for Azeroth itself. Now, Battlefield 5 has launched, and whereas it's not been hailed as a bad game, of course, sales have been really down on what they should be. And so EA have decided to send a survey out to people saying, what do you think of Battlefield 5? Now, the interesting thing, of course, is they're sending it to Battlefield 5 players. So, I'm going to go through parts of the survey. We're going to go through why I'm picking out these specific areas of the survey. And I can't put my finger on where, but there was another survey very similar to this. And I can't, but maybe somebody in the comment section will be kind enough to highlight it. So, I'm going to, in on the screen, I'm going to look at mine over here on monitor numero dos. So, first question. How likely are you to recommend Battlefield 5 to a friend or family member? Interesting start, because of course Battlefield 5 performed very poorly in sales, and therefore EA's kind of like, any chance of you maybe getting a friend or so? You know, buy a copy, possibly, maybe? No? So yeah, EA begging for sales on the first question. Always a nice start. And then the second one, I like this. This is the second question. Please indicate your gender. Because this is the question where EA realise that they marketed a game to completely the wrong audience. Because I guarantee you that this is going to end up being like 98.3% male. And about 1.7% female. Because whereas gaming may or may not be 50-50 male to female, doesn't mean that everybody likes the same stuff. I don't know how many times we have to go through this. Men like certain things, women like other things. I know everyone wants this utopic sort of viewpoint of, well, if it's 50-50, that must mean 50% of women play Battlefield or COD or... And it's just not the case. They have their own interests, men have their interests. Sometimes they overlap, sometimes they overlap more. Say, for instance, an MMORPG. But other times there is just a little bit, there's just and not that much. So this is the question where Battlefield, EA I should really say, realised that they done up. Now this one here, how likely are you to continue playing Battlefield 5 in 30 days? Now, the reason why I think this is a very interesting question indeed, and by the way, sometimes when you answer these questions, it will give a box for you to fill in additional information. Now, my friend, my housemate, who is enjoying Battlefield 5, I gotta stress this. Well, I say he's enjoying Battlefield 5. I mean, all I'm hearing from his room is just like... But apparently he's enjoying it. He's the one who got this survey and passed it through to me. I'm the one that filled it in, though. But I filled it in from the perspective of somebody who didn't buy Battlefield 5. And I guarantee you, if Patrick Soderlund hadn't opened his big trap, I would have bought this game. But due to him opening his big trap, I didn't. So I've been answering this from the perspective of somebody who did not purchase and why I did not purchase. But this in itself is interesting because the people who have purchased the game, if they, for instance, reply, probably would not, definitely would not be playing this in 30 days' time, or even might or might not play in 30 days' time, this could actually potentially have an effect on what content comes for Battlefield 5 and whether or not EA decide to cut the losses. Sales are down drastically from what they want it to be. If people indicate from this survey that they're probably not going to stick around, EA could just be like, right, fine, in which case we're just going to move on to other stuff. And so maybe we'll do one major content drop and that'll be it. It's just little things like this. This is all, of course, conjecture and just speculation. But this is what I kind of read into these questions, because I try and put myself in the mindset, obviously, of the company itself and how they might be feeling. Bearing in mind as well that EA are complete shits. And then we have, below are several statements about playing games. How much do you agree or disagree with each statement about games? Now, there were loads of these. There were loads of different ones, but I've choice picked a couple. I loved, and the reason why you'll see. I love talking trash when playing games with my friends. What? I really am kind of confused as to the nature of this one. I love talking trash when playing games with my friends. Okay, so what are you trying to get out of that about gaming? Are you trying to associate? And this is where my cynical side comes in, and maybe it's time to get this. Should I? Okay, maybe not. But what I read into this was, let's say that you put strongly agree or somewhat agree, and you also ticked that you're male. Then EA gets statistical toxic masculinity. They get statistical toxic gamer. That's what I kind of read into that one. I find this one a very, very cynical question indeed. Now, they also asked, did you find Battlefield 5 value for money? And as I mentioned earlier, I took this survey from the perspective of somebody who didn't purchase the game. But I could put my shoes into somebody that did. And I said, absolutely not. One of those boxes appeared at the bottom and it said, why didn't you think this was value for money? And I put into it, because you discounted the game by almost 50% after 1 week. I think that's a situation right there. A win is a win, even if it involves hints, buying boosters, or cheats. Now, I'm pretty damn sure that EA are interested in the part which says buying boosters. Because, of course, we realised with Battlefront 2 that they essentially built a game around loot boxes that were pay to win. And then when they did Anthem, and by the way, I have participated in the Anthem Alpha. I can't say anything because of the NDA, but I have participated in the Anthem Alpha. But when they were constructing Anthem, they also built it around pay to win loot boxes. And the whole Battlefront 2 debacle caused them to restructure the way that Anthem was going to come across as a game. So, yeah, on this one, obviously I put strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. Because I didn't like that one at all. That one, you know, if you strongly agree or somewhat agree, then EA could easily read into that, well, you know, we can create microtransactions that will cater to this type of gamer. Maybe not loot boxes, but we can do microtransactions that will do this. All very, very nasty stuff indeed. So some real kind of cynical questions by EA in this. Some just like, you know, regular questions. But of course, if you're trying to get specific pieces of data, you're not just going to put those specific questions. You need to surround it and coat it with other things so some people can't read into what you're trying to do. But that's what I read into. Yeah, you know, maybe a little bit of that. I don't know. But, you know, gaming companies are causing us to be cynical, and gaming companies are causing us to look into things like this when they come out and look into the genuine motives of these companies. And I loved Battlefield 1. I thought it was a really good game. And as I said, I would have easily have purchased Battlefield 5. Even after the bizarre trailer came out, I would still buy it. But when Patrick Soderlund opened his mouth, and EA, never mind your survey. Maybe you should listen to this next bit. When Patrick Soderlund opened his mouth and said, don't buy it. Maybe that was the root of the problems with Battlefield 5. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links there in the description box down below, and I'll be back with some more stuff later as I'm dropping my review of patch 8.1 this evening. You take care. Bye for now.